Have you ever wondered what a complete behavioral answer looks like? In this video, video 9 of our 20-part AI Q&A feedback video series, we are going to cover a behavioral question. And in all these videos, we're going to follow the same exact process. We're going to cover the question. We're going to cover it for a specific role at a specific company. We'll quickly show you the job description. I want to quickly show you the overall method and approach that I'm taking. I'm going to provide what I think is a very good answer. And then in the background, I've run it through my practiceinterviews.com AI tool to make my good answer great. And same feedback for all videos. We're really looking at the foundation, the structure, how we're putting the answer together. So the fact that this is a web developer role at Sony is less important. It's really important that we're going through the steps so that I can help you identify, again, what a great behavioral answer looks like. So let's dive in. Today's behavioral question: describe a situation where you received critical feedback on a website or application you developed. How did you handle it? So again, we'll be tackling the role of web developer at Sony. And for the purpose of all these videos, this is the job description. I'm not going to read through the entire job description, but it's here just in case you would want to see what types of responsibilities this role would be looking for, specifically at Sony. And this is for a role specifically with PlayStation. This is quite a robust job description, as you can see with me scrolling this long. It's taking a while to get through it. So, our STAR method. For any behavioral answer, what we really want to focus in on is starting our answers with some good context, which could mean the STAR method, the PAR method, the CAR method. Then we're going to bring in those really strong actions, and then we're going to really deliver strong results. This is the way that I like to set up my answers. Again, an opportunity to pause the video here if you want to go a little bit more in depth in looking at this overall process. But let's dive into the answer. So just for flow, I'm going to restate the question. Describe a situation where you received critical feedback on a website or application you developed. How did you handle it? I was employed as a web developer at Tech Solutions, Inc., a company specializing in developing custom software solutions for SMBs. Our team was tasked with creating a new e-commerce platform for a client in the retail sector. Aiming to enhance their online presence and sales capabilities, this project involved integrating advanced features like AI-based product recommendations and highly responsive design to ensure a seamless user experience across devices. This challenge was not only to meet the high expectations set by our client, but also to ensure that the website could handle a significant increase in traffic without compromising on performance. I started by holding initial conversations with the client to understand their vision and requirements. We use these discussions to align our objectives, clarify any ambiguities, and set realistic expectations for the project's outcome. Then I implemented a rigorous testing phase to identify and address any issues early on. This involved unit testing, integration testing, and user acceptance testing, utilizing automated tools and real user feedback to ensure the platform met all functional and non-functional requirements. We executed the development phase incorporating iterative feedback and adjustments. We employed agile development methodologies, allowing for flexibility in our approach and the ability to quickly adapt to changing requirements or feedback from the client and end users. We launched the product after ensuring all the quality and performance benchmarks were met. The launch was carefully planned to minimize disruptions with a phased rollout and comprehensive support plans in place to address any immediate issues. I presented the final results to the client, highlighting the key features, performance metrics, and the user feedback. This presentation included a live demonstration, analytics data, and testimonials from beta users to showcase the platform's impact. We documented the project's outcomes, focusing in on continuous monitoring and optimization. We established a framework for regularly reviewing the platform's performance, gathering user feedback, and making necessary updates to ensure the website remained competitive and effective. And the results were that we achieved a 40% increase in customer engagement and the processes and technologies we implemented have since been adopted as best practices for future projects. Okay, a very good, concise answer that covered the situation, really dove into some very specific actions, the what I did and how I did it, and then results, and we brought a number in there as well. So let's get into our trusty answer feedback. So in the situation and task, the feedback is it's not clear why you mentioned that the project aimed at handling increased web traffic, and it doesn't directly link to the question about handling critical feedback. Okay, so maybe it looks like I lost a little bit of connectivity in how I was answering the question. That's really important to attach your answer to the question being asked of you. You clearly set out your task of meeting the high expectations of your client while ensuring optimal performance for increased web traffic. However, again, it needs to be tied back to the question, which revolves around handling critical feedback. Share the specific incident when the critical feedback was received during your outline project, a life cycle, so it fits with the chronology you set up. Okay, that's really important. We want to make sure that we get a sense or give our interviewer a sense of like where this was coming in the process. And while this feels like a lot of feedback, we probably could have optimized this all in about 1 to 2 sentences. Okay, and the actions. Since the focus of the question is about receiving critical feedback and handling this, you need to highlight where in the process this happened. Okay, did you receive feedback after the initial launch or during testing? Okay, that's, again, that timeline is unclear. Timeline is context and really valuable for our interviewers. Expand on the how. After receiving the critical feedback, what exact steps did you take? How this feedback influenced your actions? And a bit about your interactions with the critics. Did you have further discussions? If so, how did those go? So a little bit more on the user side of things. Okay, that's really helpful feedback as well. Just a reminder to dive in and give that good visual for the interviewer. Results. It's still not clear exactly what the critical feedback was, how it affected these changes, or how you personally handled it. Include more specific results connected to the feedback. Did it result in a change in the product, user experience, or the team dynamic? How was this received by the stakeholders? Directly tie these results back to the feedback received. Now let's go back to our trusty little map here, our outline here, because yeah, it looks like we just failed, or in this case, I failed to detail the people, processes, and technologies and challenges and specify those key responsibilities and timeline. And so that appeared to be a consistent breaking point in making my answer better. Looks like I kind of jumped ahead into maybe those initial conversations, testing and executing without setting up that initial research and planning, which would also have brought more context. And then I guess I did bring in the results, but it needed to be quantified and qualified a little bit better. Lots of good feedback. It was already a good answer, but lots of areas to improve upon and just bring a little bit more clarity to our interviewer. This is all leading up to the global paid launch of our practiceinterviews.com AI tool. And if you're watching this video and still with me at this moment, go to practiceinterviews.com and sign up to become an early adopter. There's 2 real advantages. The biggest advantage is anybody who spends the few seconds to sign up as an early adopter is guaranteed a discount when we go live. Secondarily, we will be adding some early adopters to the platform to get some really good feedback. Thank you so much. I really hope this video helped.